I'm Unique New York. I'm
And
Red
I'm
Leather.
Red leather, yellow leather.
I'm Toy Boat. I'm She Sells. This is Fresh Air with Seashells.
Oh my god, it so would be. Whenever I was a stand-up, I had it. We don't need to clap. I had a joke that I was working on.
You don't need to clap, folks.
That I couldn't figure it out. I never got it written, but I wanted to do a joke about like how I wanted to work for NPR, but I didn't think my name was unusual enough.
I think we've made this joke on the show, maybe so long ago that no one has heard it, or maybe an episode that never aired, an episode we never threw out there.
Very possible.
There was some good material.
I feel like I remember us doing
Great.
that because
Honestly, it was really funny. It was really funny jokes that we used to make.
I was disappointed in myself when we did that because I couldn't think of anything.
I'm bad at thinking of funny names on the fly.
Me too.
It just, I have like a set number and I just say those. And then if I forget them.
I have like my hard-coded list of funny names.
Yeah, I just have a set number of funny names. We're running through those names. If you've heard the joke before, you get in the same list.
Toy Boat is hilarious.
Thank you.
I'm Toy Boat.
Hi, I'm Unique New York.
Ha 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 ha.
Which show is that? Which
What's
awful,
just
which
the
awful
generic
show,
news one?
Which absolutely
Not
awful
Fresh Air.
NPR show is that?
Just whatever the news one is.
What's the wait? Don't tell me. God,
Love. Wait, don't tell me.
I can't stand that shit.
Ask me another.
I
I'm
forgot about
Ophira
them.
Eisenberg. See? Ophira Eisenberg. Come on.
Yeah, hey, come on. They're fake.
The-
These are fake names.
The Radio Lab guy whose name I don't actually know, it just sounds. Jab Abimrob.
I'm Jab Brababram.
Seriously, I don't know what he's saying ever. You know? You know that guy?
I don't listen to NPR. I don't get one. Don't get it.
Well, Radio
Two, don't
Lab
have a
is-
radio. It's probably a podcast.
That's fair.
But I don't have a radio. I live
Okay.
in a bunker. Don't even have a radio.
His name is Jad Abumrad.
Jad Abumrad. I can't even
You
say
see
it.
how him saying it quickly would make me just be like, fucking what?
It is an epidemic. It is an epidemic. We got to change all
Jad
these people's
Abumrad.
names to Jan Dreen.
I like Toy Boat. Just make them all Toy Boat. Or they can all have boat names. Like this one's Toy Boat. This one's
Skipper.
Tugboat.
Skipper. That one's Tugboat. Okay. Yeah, continue. Yacht. I'm
Yacht.
I'm yacht class. I'm freight cargo.
Oh, what are those boats they have the funniest names? Hang on. Types of boat.
Types of boat. Galley, galleon,
I'm not thinking of a schooner. I'm thinking of a
dinghy.
no.
You thinking of no? Okay.
I like skiff. Jet boat is another great name. Sloop.
Sloop. That's a good one. I always love a sloop. Gotta love a
Sloop
sloop.
is so good.
Oh, here's a
Gotta
funny
love
one.
a
Here's a
sloop.
funny one. Sailboat.
Love. Goddamn. Cuddy boat. That's
Cuddy.
the cutest one on NPR. Cuddy boat. I'm Cuddy boat.
What would their no? You gotta give them a last name that's not boat.
No, I like them all. They're all a family.
They're all a family, and the NPR family. We're part of the centrist family group here at NPR.
Pontoon. First name Pon, last name Toon.
Ooh, barge. Barge Simpson.
Just barge. What am I thinking of? There's.
A funny boat.
It's like a.
Lifeboat.
I think I'm thinking of like a war boat of some sort. Oh my god! There's a type of boat that's just very slender vessel.
You're listening to the Nightly News, and I'm Very Slender Vessel.
Now, we talk a lot about our
And I'm
donors
Schooner
here.
Dinghy. What do they talk about?
Our donors. And, if you want to hear more from Very Slender Vessel and everything they have to offer on
Throw us a
Fresh Air.
lifesaver in the form of drop an anchor, and by anchor I mean a check.
Okay, Shad Boat, I'm pretty sure is just the name of a guy on NPR.
Shad
Boat is
Okay, war boats like U-boats, battleships, aircraft carrier. Yeah, I don't know
what I am thinking of.
No, I'm not thinking. None of these are funny. Those are not funny names.
No, I feel like there's one that I think I heard, like, in a book I was reading where it was like there was a war going on and they had a navy and I don't know. It's not.
And they had to send their fleet of pop wallops.
There's a boat called a junk.
A junk boat.
You're listening to Fresh Air. I'm Galway Hooker.
All right, now we're talking. Is that just a famous boat?
No, it's a type of boat.
That's a type of boat. Okay.
Let's see. A traditional fishing boat in Ireland.
Mm.
There's also... Catch this being my next dwarf D&D character's name.
Oh, good.
Chundan Valum.
Chundam Valum. Wait, that's an NPR. That's an NPR guy. That's a special That's a correspondent down the street. Chundam.
I'm telling you, man.
He goes really. That guy goes undercover to get the scoop.
He does ask the hard-hitting questions.
But you'd never see him coming because you thought he was one of the guys.
Anyway, boat talk.
Boat talk. Cool. We're talking about boats. We're talking about NPR.
Hold on.
Talking about lead poisoning.
Oh, weren't you going to start with politics?
Oh, yeah. Well, speaking of lead poisoning, lead poisoning the brains of all of our elders.
Yeah, all the council.
I was going to start by
elders.
saying, how does it feel to have Trump win the presidency in 2024? Now that Biden's fumbled the bag.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Oh, just like his.
I gotta confess,
his approval rating is like. I mean, not even that matters, but everything about him is like plummeting because of not dropping a war criminal as an ally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not dropping, not denouncing genocide in the slightest, and in fact giving them more aid.
It's like, whatever. Like, what's the fucking difference at this point?
You know? That's their only defense apparently. Is that? Do you think
literally
Trump
I'm
would
not that guy? And it's like,
do you think Trump would do any better? And everyone's like, well, that's not really much of an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool way to look at it.
The thing is, the excuse is like, do you think Trump would do any better? And it's like, well, I feel like he'd do the same. So it's kind of like...
Exactly. It's like, at worst, he might do the same.
Yeah.
Which isn't really making the point you think it's making.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Like, all we could count on is like Netanyahu like insulting Trump, and then Trump would be like, "No, you know what? I'm taking all my shit and I'm going home." And we're like, "That's what we wanted." Like, I don't.
It would be a cool turn of events. Never liked him. Never liked him.
Yeah, he's a jerk. Stupid.
Yeah, Trump famously
Okay.
famous for calling people a jerk.
He is. I don't know. I'm not one of those people who got into the Trump impressions in fucking 2020.
Hey. Got into it for
whatever year, 2016. Oh my god.
Yeah, for the comedy. Got into it for the comedy. Yeah, 2020 is when he was out.
I know.
It's all about him coming up with names like Meatball Ron.
Okay, then
That's
Nini Netanyahu.
there. You go. That's
No,
a good
no,
one.
Netanyahu.
No, no,
What a
net.
Yahoo, that Netanyahu.
I like
Wish
it.
I could catch him in a net and
Catch him in a
Yahoo.
net and just fling him,
Yahoo!
launch him, get launched.
Anyway, end genocide for real though.
Yeah. Free Palestine, free Gaza. Goes without saying, I think, for any
Yeah.
rational, heart, filled human.
Yeah. Yeah. Peace in the Middle East, man.
Dude, well said.
I don't know. It's like 1991.
I mean, truly, yeah. It's just we're on repeat every 20 years. There's
Yeah.
going to be another one.
Ugh.
Fun. We're having fun. Good
Yeah.
times.
Well,
Talking about boats.
yeah,
Welcoming-
we got boat talk out of the way.
Oh, I was going to ask, did you vote today? Because it's election day. Well, I don't think it's election day, but it's like voting day. We're recording this on a voting day.
It is election day, and unfortunately, I did not vote. It snuck up
Hell
on
yeah.
me, and I just
Well, it's an off year. You like many others, probably.
I should have. I mean, this is the most like presidential election is last in the list of things I care to vote
that
for.
matter. Yeah.
Yeah, like this should be top
Yeah.
three.
What
but
this election
it
would have been
literally,
nothing but like
no-
local municipal
Yes,
life-changing thing.
like tax changes for yeah.
Yeah, probably.
No, I
like,
truly like.
do you want to
nobody-
save? Do you want to save the historical orphanage full of like sick kids? Because if you don't, we're gonna demolish it and put up like Bill's training center.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I did.
That's
not
also that also supports cops. It's also for the cops.
vote. It's a cop orphanage where they just get to run around and shoot each other.
Yeah, no, they get to shoot the kids because they're now trespassing, right? Like,
Good, of course.
well, you didn't vote. You
Yeah.
voted. You abstained. So, guess you're
I
into
didn't.
that.
I truly did not mean to. I did not know today was voting day until today, and I like couldn't.
Yeah, that's the impression I get. That's the impression I've been getting today. Is
like
that
nobody said anything,
most people didn't know.
and it's 2023. What? How am I supposed to know that 2023 is a voting year?
Oh, it is a voting year every year,
Well, I
which
always
I think
think
a lot of people don't know. Well, it's not a midterm year.
the
That's
second
why it
years
didn't
and
get
the
any.
fourth years. Yeah.
Right. It's every even year is a big election year, whether it be presidential
Right.
or midterms. So the odd years are always just like locals junk.
Stuff.
State, maybe some
Yeah.
statewide stuff.
Important shit.
Yeah, maybe you might be sprinkling a little statewide. Who knows?
Now I fucking okay.
Now you gotta look up. You
What-
gotta look up
what did I
everything.
miss?
What did you miss? What passed? What passed?
Ballot.
Which orphanages are
2023.
being turned into cop shops?
Yeah. What did I do? What did I ruin?
Wow, I think I heard Buffalo actually just voted to get rid of all their fire departments and just replace them with SWAT teams.
Oh, I really hope not, because there's a fire department next to our local bar, and they're all just so beautiful, such beautiful men.
No, I didn't vote to save you. You
Well,
voted.
they're-
You voted no on Save the Hunks.
I know all their hot bods and mustaches are just out on the street.
No.
Out on the street. Oh my god, I'm never gonna see. This is why someone needed to say something a week ago.
Yeah, it's there's no outreach for it. It is bullshit that like
A
it's
million
the same
props.
right here. though.
Well, fuck me, I guess. I'm a useless citizen. I did not
Terrible.
do my duty.
Halt, useless citizen. You didn't exercise your civic duty and right as an American, so now you pay the ultimate price, jail.
I'm gonna pay the ultimate price of some chuckle fuck making some fucked up decisions about Buffalo. Like, hey, you know that last Olmsted Park we have? We're gonna build another freeway on top of that.
You know, we did a pretty good job with the blizzard last year. Let's double down.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Since you didn't vote, Prop 3 was actually to just get rid of all the snowplows.
Yeah.
So,
We didn't even last year. We got away with not even using them.
why do we even have these things?
They were sitting in garages for 3 days. People were freezing to death anyway. Why do we have them? Let's sell them.
Fuck it. Get rid of them.
Yeah, who needs them?
So, sorry to the city of Buffalo. My bad.
Hey, at least there's no egg on my face. Turns out maybe there was
There's-
like a huge election here. I just,
Yeah, right. You're just like, la, la, la.
yeah, I'm
It's
just,
your fault, Alexa.
yeah, I'm just blaming everyone else. Why? That's just the
That's
way
like-
I like to do it.
Saying the crow in the pie spit an egg in my face,
Ah,
and then I
yes.
ate the
Ah,
crow.
they're my favorite thing to say that you love to do.
Just always eat that goddamn
Eating
crow.
That's a great phrase.
It is a good phrase.
Although when you say crow pie, it sounds gross.
Well, yeah,
But it sounds like it's got a bunch of feathers in it.
probably. Yeah, it's just one whole crow.
Yeah.
One live crow in a
One
pie.
live crow baked, somehow just kind of drowned in pie dough.
Pie dough and like some slop,
It's just some sludge.
gelatinous sludge.
Whatever was in the puddle that the crow died in, just scooped into a pie tin, and there you go. Have at it. Have at it. You
Eat it.
You trash.
The Saturday, I was trying to make apple cider donut blondies, and I did end up making them.
Okay, what's a blondie?
It's like a chewy vanilla bar. It's kind
Okay.
of got like a brownie flavor, or not flavor, but texture to it. It's like a
Okay.
really thick cookie kind of.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's just sugar and flour and egg and vanilla.
I
and
feel like
butter.
you've told me about these before, and you're the only person I know who's ever.
That's weird.
What is it?
Blondies are a thing.
I'm not familiar with these blondies. I used to work in a bakery, and I've never heard of a blondie.
Yeah, but you worked in like a good bakery, right? Like a fancy bakery?
No. It's gluten free, vegan. If we could do any. That was the thing. We could do any like dietary thing. You name it, we do it.
I mean,
But it
sure
wasn't like a
there's
fancy
vegan
place.
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
sure
there's vegan-
gluten-free
Oh,
blondies.
there's
but
vegan gluten free every version of anything.
they'd be
Yeah.
difficult.
But either way,
Anyway,
no, we did biscotti. I did biscotti. That's fun to bake. That's got to be. That's
I bet
kind of
it
like
is.
That's kind of like a super. I mean, everyone knows what that is, but baking it is kind of like a really,
little
really
tough.
heavy brownie.
Yeah.
Like a big cookie.
Well, it's like
big
super
cookie.
crispy, right?
So I don't think they are.
Biscotti?
I don't think they're supposed to be like when you buy like you get them from like they're in like a little.
They have like
You know-
a snap to them, yeah.
They do, but I think like a lot of times when you get them at like a cafe, if they're like pre-wrapped, like individually wrapped, you've seen those like the.
Yeah, they're way too crispy.
Those are way too crispy.
It's
They're
like
not,
a cracker.
They shouldn't be like that. They should be
Yeah.
more like a really thick brownie.
Really? Like chewy?
Bare, just a little bit.
Is it more like
It's like
a
dense. It's like a dense cookie.
like those cookies, the Danish butter cookies during Christmas?
kind of,
Because
but
those have like a snap to them, but they're
s-
also like kind of
a snap with a give.
Yeah. I bet it's
And-
like a Danish butter cookie.
A snap and a give, kind of like giving a gift to someone. Snap. There you go. Boom, present.
There you go. There's your gift.
Bam, present.
There it is. You're
A
welcome.
snap and a give. The traditional way.
Yeah, so I made those blondies, apple cider donut blondies.
Sounds good. I like an apple cider donut.
I browned the butter like a champion. And then I had to reduce
Brown. What did you say?
Apple
Brown
cider.
butter mama.
Yeah, brown butter master.
Oh,
I wasn't that cute. I wish I had said mama.
thanks, mommy.
But seriously, I killed it. And then I
Hell
had to
yeah.
reduce 3 cups of apple cider into a half a cup of apple cider.
Damn,
Which
that's a lot of boiling down.
Yeah, and then
Seems like it would make the kitchen real fragrant, real like.
it didn't, because it was just apple cider, like no spices or anything.
Okay.
Like basically unfiltered apple juice. you know.
Yeah, because I've cooked and just added some like red vinegar, red wine vinegar, and it's just like, whoa, okay, just like like 2 tablespoons. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh dang.
Well, it's apple cider, not apple cider vinegar.
Oh damn. Okay, I misheard you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no vinegar involved. Why would this be? This would
No.
not be a thing at all. This would not be weird.
Yeah. So it takes like 40 minutes to do that. And the first batch I burned,
You burned the apple cider?
which was, yeah, it turned into black sludge. Like, this is the
Turned
first
into a
time
little
I've
slime
ever
creature?
seen ichor
Oh, nice.
in real life.
Yeah.
Like, it was truly ichor. It was black. And when I dumped it out, it was just like, bloop, bloop.
Could you-
like, it looked like Hexus from Ferngully.
Hell yeah. I had a roommate once who was like, it was around this time of year. It was like post Thanksgiving, and was making like chicken stock or turkey stock, whatever, like the remnants of a bird.
Yes.
Bird bits were in this like big soup pot, and he was like, boiling it, making stock. And at some point he left, just like left the house, and I guess didn't turn off the stove.
Oh, oopsies.
And I had either like left at some point and came home, and it was like the house was fucked. It was just like the smell of burnt bird
Oh no.
everywhere, and opened up that pot that had just left on boil. It was just boiling all day
Yeah.
for like
on high.
6 to 8 hours, and it was like speaking of war crimes, it was like looking at like
Oh my god.
this is like the aftermath of maybe bombing a hospital. Let's say I don't know why I just pulled that.
Oh my
I'll just pull
god.
that out of
Will.
It was like bone. It was like true like bird bones, all just charred black at the bottom of this pot, and it was so bad that I think we had to throw the pot away. Like there was no
I've had to
saving
do
it. It
that
was like
before.
truly like awful.
I've
Yeah, I don't know
had to
what.
do that
Yeah,
before.
that doesn't happen in this world though. No one's doing that, so I don't know why I would think of that as an example.
That's an insane example. Don't
No one's doing
Don't.
it, so
talk about that. Yeah, it's not real.
there's no countries doing that right now.
What was I gonna say?
So the Blondies turned out
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, we had a couple people over on Saturday for a day of merriment and snackies and wine and board games. Only the fun board games. that
What
I
are those?
like.
Which one are the fun ones?
No Thanks and Suro.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I know no thanks.
Yeah, no
You know
Thanks
what?
rules.
I don't really like it. I think it's kind of boring.
Okay. I'm gonna
I'm
just
gonna say it's
roll past
kinda
that
boring.
because I'm
Kind
not
of a
gonna,
boring game.
I'm not gonna fight you on it. I'm not gonna.
But
fight you on it.
that's cool. You
It's
had
a
a
great
couple
game.
friends over, Buffalo friends, new friends, old friends.
New friends, Buffalo friends, new Buffalo friends.
Nice. Oh, I meant more like, are these like your neighbors or these new Buffalo friends?
One was neighbor, one is new, but old friends with neighbor. She just moved here like
Nice. That's
a
cool.
couple months ago. But yeah, so it turns out neighbor can read tarot and is sensitive
Uh-oh.
to the great beyond.
Ooh.
And she brought up, we were sitting around the table just like talking and having wine and stuff.
Cards floated over. Like, what the heck?
No, she was saying like, you told me about your aunt a while ago and I have not stopped thinking about her. Like I
Weird.
just
Okay.
randomly will think about your aunt that you told me about.
Jeez,
I
get
was
your
like,
own
I
aunt.
don't even remember telling you about her. Like,
Yeah.
and she was like, yeah, literally I was like driving down the highway the other day and I was just like thinking about your aunt and I literally stopped and was like, why the fuck am I thinking about Alexa's aunt? Like this it's not
What the fuck's wrong with me?
my thing.
It's
So
not my family.
our other friend, was like, well, you got to read her tarot right now. And she was like, yeah, I'll just read and see, like, if your aunt wants to say anything.
Okay.
Because, like, I've literally been like, I feel her. And I was like, okay. And so we go through the reading, and basically all the cards are saying, like, my aunt's been, like, attempting to get through to me, but that I, like, have a wall up, which I was like, well, yeah, I'm, like, scared of that. Like, that's
heard, like,
freaky.
Like wallop, like you're gonna.
Oh, I gotta get
wallop.
beat up.
You got a wallop heading your way.
Yeah.
Hey, you better play your
Cruising for
tarot
bruising.
cards right, pal.
No, but okay, so we're talking about this, and she's like pulling cards, and I'm like, I mean, that makes sense because I do have a wall up, like, spiritually to that.
I'm scared of ghosts.
I'm very scared of ghosts, and I believe in them, so I'm extra scared of them.
I'm scared of them, and I think they're dangerous. So I'm certainly putting up some walls.
I'm sitting there, and I'm just, like, at the dining table. You know, I've got my arms, like, on the arms of the chair. And
yeah, Mima's sitting in a chair real quick. Okay,
you know,
gotcha.
Like,
all right,
arms on arms.
For the listener, Alexa is miming what it looks like to sit in a chair.
It looks very natural and very much like how it looks to sit in a chair. So I'm sitting there, and I watch a ton of ghost shows. We talked about it last week.
Yeah, too many. Listener, you also know.
I watch so many ghost shows. And they, they'll see orbs. I don't really believe in the orbs.
No, dust. That's just dust.
Like cold pockets.
That's just
getting goosebumps.
That's just where a ghost peed in the water.
That kind of thing. Usually that kind of thing is like, okay, that's like so insanely anecdotal, personal evidence that it's like, I can't. Like, as much as I love to watch ghost shows and, like, suspend my disbelief.
As much as I love to be scared of these things that are real and want to hurt me, that's
where I draw the line.
That's too much. That's too far. Yeah, but orbs, come on.
I'm sitting in the chair.
You're in the chair.
Cold breeze on my arm. And I'm like, huh. And then it stayed. Like, just this hand was cold.
The cold right hand.
And, like, just, like, from the elbow down.
Okay.
Was, like, so, like, literally it was, like, a 5 or 10 degree difference. Like, it was so cold compared to the... And I was wearing a t-shirt. And I was like, what? Dude, like, that... It's... I now believe in the cold thing just because it was so, like, it didn't feel like a breeze. It was like someone like onto my arm, and then like
it's okay. Someone
onto my
blowing
arm, but
onto
then
your arm.
Like, that's how forceful it felt.
Like an ice guy was
like coming, like someone had opened the window and it was breezy outside. Like,
okay,
that's how forceful it felt onto my arm, and then it just stayed on my arm and my hand. Like, to the point where I turned to Brad after, like, a couple minutes of it, and I grabbed his arm, and I was like, feel this hand? And he was like, if it's a hand. And then I grabbed him with my other hand, and I was like, he was like, holy crap, that's cold. And I was like,
your hand is, like, frosting up and starting to, like...
Yes, dude. It was so weird. And then it went away when we were done with the tarot read.
Hey, that's your aunt.
And neighbor says it was my aunt. And that I have to let her in and talk to her. And I still haven't done that because I hope she understands,
Alexa,
Aunt Megan, that I am scared of you because you're not alive.
Alexa, you gotta tear that wall down. These days,
I really do.
We gotta be tearing down walls. And
I really do.
With airstrikes, but with opening our hearts.
Oh my God. The fucking Israel humor.
It's not humor. I'm not laughing at any of it.
Oh.
Just drawing parallels.
But yeah, because I mean, I talk about my aunt like incessantly.
Yeah,
Like
all
I
the time.
always talk about my aunt.
Yeah, so it makes sense that you would have told your neighbor about your aunt because
Yeah, for
how
sure.
could you not?
I literally don't shut up about it. I'm like a vegan, but instead of not eating meat, it's just I don't eat my aunt.
Okay.
You know, I'm
I'll,
vegan
I'll,
for my aunt.
I'll go along with you on this this metaphor.
Or like a mom. Like I'm a mom and my kid's my aunt.
I've lost. You lost me. I don't know what this means.
I'm just naming types of people that don't shut up about their thing that they
Oh,
have.
okay. Oh, you're vegan. Okay, gotcha. You CrossFit for your aunt.
Or like a Ivy League grad or something.
Oh, yeah.
Except my college was my aunt.
You graduated from the school of aunt.
Yes. Actually, I did.
You didn't go to college.
I did
You
for a
went
little
to
bit.
college. You didn't graduate.
And I've definitely hung out at colleges
That's true.
when I was college age.
Hey, that's okay. It's all right to do that. No one's judging you. It's okay. It's fine.
I mean, I make a great salary. I didn't need to go to college.
No. Oh,
Not
we've
as a
talked.
podcaster.
I don't give a shit about any of that shit.
Yeah, I don't care either.
I think people shouldn't go.
I just really like learning.
I think learn,
That's
but
my
don't
thing.
go to don't pay for
I missed out on a
school.
If
School's
college
insane.
was free,
yes,
I
then
would be
go.
in college constantly.
But it's a business.
All the time I would be in college. Unfortunately, it's for profit. But yeah, so that was a weird thing. And so I've been, like I said, I always am thinking about my aunt. Just like remembering, like, oh, remember when my aunt did that? Remember when me and my aunt did this thing?
Is this another aunt episode?
No, I'm trying to lead us into
What the episode's really about.
our discussion.
I knew that.
Just talking about family memories.
Family
of
memories.
family.
This was sprung on me at the last minute.
You knew it was coming for like a month.
No, but
we've talked about this subject for like a month.
No. We kept
Yes, we
saying we
have.
were going to do it, and then never happened. And it's only been 2 weeks
Yeah.
since we were going to do it. And by now, I've
Uh-huh.
forgotten all the things I remembered for that episode. Because I stopped remembering. I can't remember anything. Wouldn't that be weird?
Can't remember any of your family.
Well, I mean,
Let's
they're
start
mostly-
easy.
Most of them are dead.
Name some of your family.
Name them all.
Let's
First,
start
middle, last.
real easy here.
Just name them. Okay, my dad's name is Dad. Mom. Brother.
Mom, grandpa, grandma.
All dead.
Presumably 2 sets.
2 sets.
All dead.
All dead.
Same with me.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, that's a good story. Here's one that's not sad.
Okay.
My dad's dad, met him once when I was like 10 for about half an hour because he,
Oh
by
shit.
all accounts, was a huge asshole.
Yeah. You told me about this.
his-
Did we talk about it? Were we on the
I
pod
have
talking
no
about
idea.
this?
I'm not gonna lie.
Or we
I'm not
it
gonna
might have been
fucking
out.
lie.
It might have been off,
Yeah.
been off the record, folks.
Yeah. So didn't really know
Huge
him.
piece of
kind
shit.
Of a dick for not caring about his only son's only child. But
And he didn't care about his
hey,
son. He
whatever.
didn't care about your dad either, really?
no, he was
Okay,
a
that's
butthole
right.
to my dad, and he was a butthole to my aunt, my dad's sister, but not to the other sister. There's 3 of them, two daughters and a son.
He liked one
One of the
daughter.
daughters was the pride and joy, and then,
Oh, good.
well, I think he was kind of a dick to her too, but got like the least of it.
Mm-hmm. Was she the
I'm not-
oldest?
I'm not.
Or the youngest?
She was the youngest.
Oh,
yeah.
interesting. Oh,
My
interesting.
dad's
I see.
the oldest.
I had two
But-
guesses of which one could have
Yeah.
possibly been the more important one. Didn't get it right the
Yeah.
first time. Oh, of course, it
No,
was
my-
the second guess.
My dad was the oldest sibling.
My grandpa, my dad's dad. Oh, go ahead if you weren't done.
Oh, I was just going to tell a quick story about when he died in 2014. We flew out to Pennsylvania to his memorial, I want to say, because it was at a winery. It was at a winery with an open bar.
He fell into a big jug of. He fell into
yeah,
a
he got
barrel.
turned into blueberry wine.
He had ate so many blueberries. They were like, well, we might as well just
just go squish him.
throw him.
Get 10 people stomping.
Just stomp on him.
It'll happen. It'll happen.
Hey, we all end up the same place.
Look, we all got to put in the OT.
Yeah.
It's fine. We're all in this together. We're a family here at this winery.
I opened up a pot that kind of looked
guy.
like that once.
The stomped blueberry grandpa
stomped
wine.
Blueberry asshole.
No, so basically my oldest aunt, the middle child, that was really not treated well by him, that was not going to come, actually, was okay, we can do it here, but it has to be fun. We're not gonna sit around mourning.
Oh, so that's why
that's
the winery.
That's why it was at a winery with an open bar, and we kind of treated it like a family reunion rather than
Well, that's nice.
a memorial. It was a memorial for about half an hour.
Hey, who has anything to say about this guy?
I know, it was his old war buddy, and then my dad said something because my dad's a very honorable guy, but he he told this story about going fishing with him, and his dad shoved him into the ice lake or some shit when he was 12.
Pulled out a gun, shot the ice, dad fell in. As the ice is as the water surface is refreezing,
yeah,
you can just
and he's just standing there staring.
See his dad looking down saying, now you've become a man. Or something.
Yeah,
figure it out.
An insane story like that, truly. But I just remember it because me and my cousin, who's a year older than me, we just had the best time together and just got fucking hammered, so drunk together
at the winery.
At my dead grandpa's memorial. We just got fucking wrecked.
Hell yeah.
And then we went to dinner in a haunted hotel.
Damn, I wish your asshole grandpa would die more often.
Honestly, me too. That was so fun.
Hey, get your neighbor over. Maybe we can resurrect, pull some strings.
Let's pull some cards but they're from me to him that just tell him, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, hey, dude.
Hey, what's the fuck you card?
Hey, go to hell. Too late.
Hey, too late. Yeah, how is it down there, bud? Yeah, you're real close with the owner, huh? Operator?
What if that was the icy hand? Is him from the 9th level? Right? That's the cold one? Is that the cold level?
I have no fucking idea. I'm not going to lie.
Here's a memory, not of family, but of the levels of hell. I thought of some family memories. I'll get to them in a second. I was going to say, in high school...
Your family is hell?
No. I have memories...
Your grandpa is hell?
No, that's not what I said.
Your grandpa is Mr. Hell?
Yeah, Mr. Hell is my father.
Okay. What's your hell memory?
The hell memory is English class senior year. You were in my class. Now you might have left. You might have dropped out by this point to finish up at your little alternative school.
At the pregnant girl school, yeah.
At the pregnant girl school.
At the
you weren't pregnant.
Cocaine, heroin, pregnant girl school.
The OD pregnant girl school.
The rehab pregnant girl school.
So you
I didn't go to rehab or get pregnant, but
OD,
but I was.
But you elected. You had elected to go. You dropped out of high school.
Yep.
To go to the accelerated school.
One semester took 3 weeks,
which was such
amazing.
A cool move.
Yep.
If I had not have the threat of being flayed alive by my mom, I would have totally done that. But no, I would never. That would not fly. No, I must finish up my public school, high school diploma. The very important public school diploma.
In Texas, no less.
In Texas,
the height of education.
Height of public education. Mm-hmm. All our money didn't just go into football pads. We had a computer lab.
We did, actually. Pretty nice.
So in that senior English class, we read Dante's Inferno. Mm-hmm. And I just remember...
I was not there for that. We didn't read a single fucking book while I was there.
This was the most absurd... I mean, it had to have been the most absurd class discussions because they're still with me all these many years later. I remember we were reading Dante's Inferno, and we had been given these little, like, printout piece of shit handouts.
Like worksheets?
Worksheets that, like, like each sheet was the next ring of, like, the next level of hell. I think there's 9 levels of hell. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Something like 9. Something around there. Around the number maybe 9. Yeah. And one of the levels said giants. And so to me, it's like...
Oh, I know this memory.
So I'm like... Because I'm looking at the worksheets because I'm like, all right, what the fuck have I just been handed? And there's like demons and devils and like vulture. Like it's all like... It's labeling like... There are like lists of like the types of people who would be there, but also like the types of like monsters that are tormenting you, right?
Right.
So when I read the word giant, I immediately mean like, okay, there's like giant monsters. These are not like...
Okay.
These are not like... But no, that's not how the class interprets it. The class interprets it as, if you are a human that is a giant, you go to hell.
You know what's funny about that, too, is that a biblical giant, like, just cannot... Like, that's not a thing. That's like a 15-foot tall...
Yeah, giants
giant
aren't...
monster.
Like, there's no human that's a giant.
Giants aren't real.
Giants aren't real.
They're all humans.
And so someone literally asked, so Shaq is going to hell? And the class debates this. The class, this is like our teacher considers this like a legitimate question and doesn't immediately shut it down as.
To be fair to her, she was allowing learners to,
maybe,
you know, the free market of ideas.
Yes.
You know?
Here we are at the capitalist thought exhibition of, oh, this piece of paper says giants. That must mean Shaq is going to hell. And this is great for English class.
Shaq and Andre the Giant are in one circle together.
Well, not yet.
Okay. Well,
but Andre's waiting.
Andre's there.
Andre's
waiting.
keeping a seat at the bar open for when Shaq and whoever else I guess you would consider a giant, even though they're not real. So that's a memory.
Circle of Hell with Giants.
There we go. Let's look at this up. It's like a picture of Shaq. It's like a Photoshop.
Oh, no. Okay. The giants hold up Circle 8 from Circle 9. They're like the pillars that hold Circle 8.
Oh, so they must be like
apart.
They must be like what, 6'10"?
Yeah, maybe 7, honestly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Maybe 7.
If only like
circles...
this... If only, hey, I'm going out on a limb here. I apologize. If only maybe this English class had involved us reading the goddamn book, we might have fucking come to a conclusion that didn't include us talking about whether or not basketball players have to go to hell because they're tall.
Okay.
What do I know?
Here's a fun piece of information. Circle 8 is a circle for fraud. So, guess who's going to the 8th circle of hell?
Who do you have in mind?
It's our former president, Donald Trump.
Oh, damn. Well, he's probably also going for, like, other things, too. Like,
yeah, but I think...
Probably also other things.
Like, this is the lowest he can go. I would assume your worst...
Oh, I guess,
is what determines the circle.
Lowest common denominator.
Yeah. And treachery, because the last one
treachery, treachery.
Fraud. 9th is treachery.
Treachery, and that's the weird one because it's Brutus, Judas,
Satan, and Cassius.
And Cassius is always like such a strange one.
I don't know who Cassius is.
Because he's like another guy who betrayed Caesar.
Oh, he's like the other guy, the assistant to the regional manager of the whole betrayal.
It's just like it's a very strange thing. It's like, why are there 2 betrayers of Caesar? Why is he so fucking important?
Because this fucking book is nonsense.
Because the book is I mean,
It's
garbage.
absolute nonsense.
It's also not true.
I saw something that was like
should say it's
Dante's
garbage, but I
Inferno
don't
is
give a shit.
literally like
It's like incomprehensible.
fan fiction.
Yes, I mean it's like hell fiction. Yeah.
But like Dante was like, what if I was like
What if I
part
could
of
walk?
angels and demons and
What
like
if I could like walk? Dan Brown's like, damn it, someone beat me to it.
fuck.
What if
Dante.
I could invent a conspiracy and get a bunch of morons to read a book and think it's real?
Okay. Okay, it's a self-insert fanfic.
It's fucking Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Fucking Dante, a weeb for hell.
Actually, this is Dante speaking. Actually, hell has layers like an onion, and the devil is big and mean and also frozen. People are fighting, and there's a mountain to get to heaven and a nice place for babies. Also, I know this because I went there with my friend.
Hey, cite your work, cite your source.
My friend. My friend said so. So anyway, that's dumb.
Yeah, so that English class was absurd, and that wasn't even
Let's see.
That's just one of the things.
Which?
Yeah, that was a good time. So I
Let's see which circle of hell my asshole grandpa.
Oh yeah, let's get back on track by finding out where your grandpa is in hell in.
Probably hypocrite, ninth layer, maybe not.
Isn't that the lowest one?
Yeah,
Hypocrites?
I'm gonna say he's a word falsifier,
Oh, a liar.
or either he could be wrathful. Maybe he's in 1, 2, 3, the fourth layer.
Wrath. That's a good
I'm
one. That's a
gonna- you know what?
classic. That's a classic.
I'm gonna be nice to him and say he's in the fourth
Is
layer.
that where you get turned into a tree and then like burned alive only to regrow
Let's
as a
see.
tree until you get burned alive again? Or is that the one where
No.
like the gargoyles like pick out your eyes or something?
It's the one where you're engaged in internal combat with one another on the surface of the river Styx, and the
Damn.
bodies of the sullen are at the bottom of the river.
That's sick. That's a sick level of hell.
Dude, you gotta hand it to Dante. He came up with some pretty creative punishments.
Damn, you want your grandpa to be on the sickest level of hell?
You just fight all the other shitty dads for eternity.
Yeah, you're just in a big dad scrap.
Dad scrap. Dad scrap.
My dad kick your ass up. Well, probably in hell.
So which one was your shittiest grandparent?
I don't
Did you
think-
even have one?
Did I even have one? No, I had a blessed life, not a single mar on my memories. I don't know if I had a shittiest grandparent. I mean, like, I had people who were definitely like, they're definitely like products of their time.
Yeah. Did you know all of your grandparents?
I knew most of them. I didn't know, one of my grandmas died when I was like, on my dad's side. My dad's mom, I mean, died when I was like 6 or 7.
Okay, my dad's mom died when I was 1.
Okay. Well,
So,
okay.
never-
Well, way to one up
Never
me.
knew her. Well, I'm just saying
Yeah, I didn't
you
really.
probably don't really remember.
I
her
remember
at
I
all.
remember visiting her in like the hospital, and I vaguely remember like Christmases with her. But
Man, you had to grow up fast. Nobody ever made me go to a hospital until
oh yeah,
I've never been
yeah.
to a hospital for a family member. Actually,
I've been to so many,
I'm sure.
or just a few of them many times.
Right.
Yeah, I remember her in the hospital. I can't say I don't know enough about her to say she was a bad person. I don't think I had.
I'm sure.
I don't think I had any shitty. Like no one treated me shitty. I guess I'd say.
Let's be honest. Grandmas are way less likely to be shitty than grandpas.
Yeah.
Like, especially of like the silent generation. Or is that the one before boomers? Silent
No,
generation?
that's the greatest generation, right? Or is that silent generation, and then greatest before them?
No, I think it's silent, then greatest, then boomers. Because
Okay,
greatest
descending.
is for the war fighters. The
Yeah,
World War
yeah,
II.
the people who fought World War II.
Well, Damn,
Hey, you
I'm
better
looking
get
up
it
a
right. You
lot
better get
on
it
the
right.
internet.
Otherwise, you're gonna pay the price.
Okay. Oh, nope. Greatest Generation is 1900 to 1925. Silent Generation
Oh,
is 1925 and 1945. So yeah, that's our grandparents, or my grandparents at least, is Silent Generation.
man, mine might have been even older than Mine might have been even older than the greatest. To be honest, no. My grandparents
They were
might have
born in
even
the
been like
1800s.
they might have been like 200 years old.
They had your parents when they were in their 60s.
Yeah, they were still alive when I was born.
Fertility back then is insane.
They keep sucking all these people's necks. I don't know what's up with that.
But they're still around. I thank God every day.
They don't look a day over 35. I don't get it.
One of them looks like a 12-year-old child. But
What the fuck?
like Kirsten Dunst in Interview with a
No, I
Vampire.
know. That's me saying what the fuck is why is
Oh, gotcha.
no, I understood.
I thought I was making a bad reference because I've only seen that movie once and it scarred me.
I don't care for that movie. I was saying it's a good reference, but I think it's just like isn't that just like a vampire rule? Like I just thought you were making a vampire reference. Like, oh yeah, kid vampires. Like they just say kids forever.
Yeah. No, yeah. That's why it's in the movie, is because it's a vampire rule.
Yeah,
They
vampire
were
rules.
actually really close to the source material. Say whatever you want about that movie. They
were
stuck
close to the vampire source material.
to the lore.
They stuck to the robust
did their
and
research.
concrete vampire lore that's never really like gone off in any weird ways.
It really hasn't. We all kind of agreed. I feel like
Apparently, in the
mainstream, we
original
did all kind of agree.
No, in the original book, in the original
Which
like
one is that?
Dracula,
Okay.
he could turn into like a wolf and a bat and a rat. Like he could
Yeah, I
turn
think
into
we
all
just
the
simplified
things.
the shape shifting.
I just
We
heard
were like,
about
which
that.
one's the creepiest
Now it's
and like
just
the
bat.
most mystical is bat.
But I guess maybe that's where Wolfman came from. Was
Yeah, we were like, we gotta like,
we gotta split these up.
yeah,
This one
this
dude's
is like way
doing
too much
too
for
many
yeah.
things. He's too cool.
We gotta take some stuff off your plate, man.
He's turning into a fish monster. No, that's his own guy now.
Yeah, that's a new thing.
He's wrapping himself up in bandages. No way, that's a new guy.
Yeah, so no shitty grandparents. That's nice. I didn't know any shitty grandparents, so that's nice too.
Yeah. Never shitty to me.
Yeah.
My dad's dad used to do this very funny thing where
good.
because I would go
I'm
like
sure it was hilarious.
in the yeah, it's gonna be so funny. In the summers, like growing up, I would go up to his farmhouse and stay there for like 6 weeks every summer.
Okay.
And like my brother and I would go up to this farm here in Canada, growing up,
Yes.
growing up in Texas, go to Canada for the summer, spend time with like my dad and my grandpa and like whatever family was around. And my grandpa had when he was younger, he had like cancer on his tongue.
Oh,
So
God.
part of it had been removed, so he was really hard to understand. And like so me, child brain, child mind, full of laughter and love, not good at hearing words.
Yes.
Um,
Fair enough. Same. Always. Forever.
Having-
Ever, until I die.
having not known him ever before he lost part of his tongue.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
my dad and like, his brothers and sisters could understand, like they could like talk
Yeah.
plainly. Like they all knew what he was saying at all times because they knew him, right? Mm-hmm. For me, it was always like, what are these words? Like, I just don't know this dialect of English. It's like,
Right. He's like speaking a different language.
and
Must be.
He must be, but he would do this funny thing with this like big like farm like dining table in the farmhouse kitchen, very rustic table,
Yeah.
old hewn oak, right?
Of course.
Like this is like a fucking hobbit table,
Love it.
very much a hobbit kitchen.
Love it.
But so we're talking like an old rough wooden table that's huge, and he sat in an armchair with the fireplace behind him. That was his seat at the head of the table.
Yes.
And so
Grandpas always have a seat. You don't
Grandpa
sit in their
always
seat.
got a seat, always at the head of the table. There's always a hearth, a warm hearth behind them, and a massive table in front of them, and like oil paintings of
They're
vegetables.
like holding court.
Yeah. A bunch of oil paintings on all the walls. Mm-hmm. Watercolors and weird old bottles covered in dust. You don't even know what's in the bottles anymore.
Yeah.
Goblets also
be
covered
like
in dust because this house
laudanum.
hasn't seen joy in many years. No. But so every morning he would sit, like he had a walker. You know, he's old. He has a walker or like a little thingy. And he'd have to like, he'd like get his like meal, his like breakfast, and an orange juice, whatever he's drinking, maybe some coffee, and he'd have to like put them at the table at his seat at his place. Then he'd have to like separate action pull out the armchair because it's like a like a dining room table chair but with arms.
Yeah. Yes.
So the chair is like under the table, right? So he has to pull the
right.
So he puts his food down.
Okay.
Pulls out the chair.
I'm with you.
Sits in the chair.
Big table, hearth, oil paintings.
Moves the chair up. Now, every morning, would realize, not every morning, but I saw this a few times. When he put his food down at the table, on the table, it's too close to him now.
Oh,
like he didn't set it like nothing's conveniently at arm's length to like dine.
Right.
It's all like right. It's like too close.
But,
and so sometimes he would pick the stuff up and move it into place, but other times he would go to like push the glass, and so he'd go to push just slide the glass away from him. Mm-hmm. Sometimes this is gonna work. Other times maybe he hits that glass. Maybe he's hitting the top of the glass. And we're talking about a center of gravity on a rough wooden table that's not so great, and he would just immediately
the friction is strong.
He would just immediately knock that glass of orange juice over and just yell like, and this is the first time I understood what he said. He'd be like, "Damn it all to hell." And there's just orange juice everywhere, and that's like the first time like I was like, "Oh, I know what he said there."
Just knocking over the orange juice.
And of course, my dad probably like make some joke like, I don't even know what joke, but it was funny.
As jokes often are.
The kind of joke you would make had you seen that like 100 times before.
Right. You have like a stock
joke. Yeah. Maybe had a little coffee, put a little coffee in that orange juice.
Grandpa Butterfingers over here.
Oh, dude,
Orange, you glad?
Orange, you glad you put the glass down before you sat down, you old fool. Probably something real mean if you didn't know that.
Yeah. I feel like
there's a funny memory. That's the kind of memories I have. All my memories are like that.
Yeah, no, that's everyone's memories.
Are like a family member being funny and doing funny things.
That I feel like makes an impression on you. Like the memories you choose to remember are like things that like aren't that like are kind of inconsequential, but it's just like, oh, that's like a core memory of mine.
Yeah.
Like with my dad, I feel like this is just like I'm talking about anyone's dad when I say this memory, but anytime I would hurt myself in some way, like, like a stub toe, paper cut, like minimal pain, but I was little, so it was like the worst thing that ever happened to me. He'd come over and I'm crying, and he'd like grab whatever part I hurt, and he'd be like, "Oh, you want me to make it feel better?" And I'd be like, "Woohoo!" Okay. And he'd be like, "You want me to poke you in the eye?" And I'd be like, "No." And he'd be like, "You want me to pull your hair?" And I'd be like, "No." And he'd just like name all these things that were like more pain.
Yeah, he would stab you with a stick. Yeah, shove you off a cliff.
But it never failed to like eventually like get me out of crying in some. Either I'd be like, "No, I don't want that," or like just be like, "Hee hee hee, no, of course I don't want that."
You run away.
Like, yeah.
Suddenly you have like a ribbon on a stick and you're just running around.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a stick and hoop. I'm
Oh, yeah.
happier than I've ever been.
You're so happy you're stupid. Yeah,
What did my
memories.
grandparents do? They didn't have. I don't know. I have like specific memories with my grandparents, but I don't have any. Like, I just remember like things they would say. Like my grandma, every time we'd pull into the garage, she'd go, home again, jiggity jig. Every time we got home.
Okay.
She.
That's cool.
I know.
That's a weird one.
She'd also say like, I say this sometimes just when I can think of it, but instead of like good Lord or good God, she'd say good night.
Oh, yeah.
She'd just always say it like that. She also used the word yonder all the time.
Like, that's a good word. That's a cool word to use.
Like if something was on the coffee table that she wanted me to go grab for her, she'd be like, can you go grab that over yonder?
Where's she? Okay,
She grew up in the Panhandle.
I was gonna say, yeah, obviously
of Texas.
This is your Texas side.
Yes, big time Texas side. Very Texas.
Hey, this side of this family, this side is so big Texas, it's like the size of Texas.
Super Texas. Her
it's off
dad's
yonder.
family came over to Texas right after they fought in the Civil War.
Oh, which side were they on?
Well, they lived in Alabama, so probably the Union.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna guess. Mm-hmm. Interesting. All right.
One of them fought in the Battle of Atlanta, though, so that's interesting.
I've never heard of the battle. I don't know the Battle of Atlanta intimately.
I don't think that it's actually a very like it sounds big because it's Atlanta. But
sounds big because of the
actually,
word battle of.
I mean, it was a battle.
Sure.
Near or in Atlanta, but I think that's about like it wasn't like a turning point of anything.
No, this is not deciding any fates.
Yeah.
Outside on the hills of Atlanta.
Yeah, it didn't change history or anything. I don't remember anything my grandpa would say. I just remember he would call me Lil Bit, which I always thought was a really good term of endearment. Yeah, little bitch. You little dumb bitch.
You're a little slut.
Bit.
Little bit. Yeah, I heard you. I know what you said.
Little bit.
Little bit.
I thought it was cute.
That is cute. It's a very cute little name. Mm-hmm. Very Confederate.
Oh, and when he was getting older and his memory was not so good, but him and my grandma were still living in their house, independently. He couldn't remember a lot. Like I remember once we watched, I think we watched Tombstone or True Grit or something. He loved Westerns.
Of course, they were awesome.
Credits are rolling. And he goes, I really want to watch True Grit right now. And we all like...
That's awesome.
Literally are watching the credits for that, right? Like
John Wayne.
Moment. But every time we'd come to visit at this time in his life, he would always buy a 12-pack of Ziegenbach for me because years before I had told him I like to drink Ziegenbach beer. So every time we showed up, there was a 12-pack of Ziegenbach in the fridge, but he forgot that we watched True Grit not 5 minutes prior.
Yeah, he had his priorities.
And he loved technology, but he wasn't very good at it. And once he started losing his memory, he like at the end there, he ended up with like 4 iPhones. Because he would like forget that he had one and go buy one because they were like insanely rich because they were retired military and then just also regular retired. Like
so they had like double
insofar as they got like pensions on pensions.
Double pension, yeah.
Quadruple pension because both of them had military.
Quadded up.
Yeah. So like, I remember one Christmas they bought me and my mom like a bunch of gifts, and then also just handed us each an envelope with $1,000 in it,
Okay, damn.
like in cash.
God.
And I was
We
like
can't tell- people
17,
are
and I
gonna be
was like,
fucking
"Fuck
jealous
yeah!"
of this. They're gonna be mad.
I know.
Me with no bad relatives. Well, no bad relatives that I've talked about on pod.
And you've told me many a time.
Yeah, there's maybe some of the
They're
stories.
like distant though, right? They're like second cousins and like great aunts, and you know.
Well, I'm not gonna.
Right?
I'm gonna keep all of it off pod, but no, they're closer than that.
Oh, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh, all my grandparents treated me fine, except for the stories that I'll tell in a later episode.
Some other time.
They treated
The
me fine.
grandparents
They
episode.
treated me fine. That's the emphasis. The emphasis is me. I was
They're
fine.
always nice to the grandkids. Brad has a grandpa like that was like not a good guy by all accounts, but like he loved because he was like the kind of guy that was like, I don't know. It's like that weird thing where it's like, well, this is just a little grandkid. They don't know nothing. Like,
Yeah,
they're
it's
so
like
sweet and
mafia,
cute. And then like
like
your own kids, you're like,
it's like mafia. He's like looking at the body in a trunk, and then like the kid walks in the garage and he's like, "I'll be right there."
I know. I
It's
can't
like-
wait to play games with you. I'll make some hot cocoa.
As someone who's like tied up and bleeding out, he's like, "I'll see you."
Yeah, and they're like,
Jimmy the snitch closes the door.
right? Yes, it's like that, I feel like. But like all the snitches are just their own children
Yeah,
that they're tying up and putting in trunks.
launch it into the lake.
Oh, it's sad.
It is
Domestic
sad.
violence is not fun.
You took it there. Jimmy the snitch was not a relative.
We don't know him. That makes it okay.
Yeah, he's a different guy, probably bad. He's another dude, another someone.
He's another bad dude.
Baby has kids
That's like a
too, but
bad
that's
guy.
not part of the. That's not part of this exercise.
Yeah, we don't mess with kids
Hey.
until they're 18 and they take over Jimmy the Snitch's business.
Jimmy the snitch
as
should have
Jimmy
thought
the
about
Snitch
his kids
Jr..
before he started tattling. Before he became a rat.
Yeah, well, that's. I think that's that. That's
Yeah.
that, and
Somber episode. I feel like
Is
it's a
it?
bit
I mean,
somber.
yeah, I think it was our fault for having low energy as well.
Low energy, a lot of bad stuff going on in the world, weighing on
Yeah.
us.
And oh my God, daylight savings, and it's
I
fucking sunset at 4 p.m.
hate it so
What
much. It's the dumbest thing.
The fuck is that?
I still, ever
is
since
that?
I was a kid, here's a family memory. Me as a kid, even then thinking, this is stupid, doesn't do anything. Doesn't change anything.
When you learn about what daylight savings is, and you're like, but
You can't trick.
we don't do that
It's
anymore.
orbits. It's all orbit. It's celestial.
But it's also like we're not like an agriculturally.
But it wouldn't do
and
anything. It
train-based-
still wouldn't do anything. There's the same amount of time of day light every day.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
It
yeah,
doesn't
it's like,
change.
you're tricking yourself.
Yeah, which is the worst kind of trick to play.
But also, we don't need to trick ourselves anymore. Like,
Yeah, no one gives a shit. It's honestly, it's weirder when you have to suddenly wake up at a different time.
I do love the fallback though.
Well, yeah, but it could just be that all the time.
It could.
You could just be,
Also-
just set it and forget it.
No, I want to do the spring forward and then just stay there because
That's
I like.
yeah, that's what you thought you meant. The fallback is nice.
no,
except
I said
the fallback is bad because it turns sunset into 5 p.m.
yes. Hate that.
You like spring
And
ahead.
I do. I love spring ahead because I love that up here. The exchange for 4 p.m. darkness is that in summer, since we're so high up, we're tilted towards the sun. So the sun goes down at like 9:30
Yeah,
at
it's
night.
awesome.
It's fucking
But it's not an
sick.
exchange because nothing's changed.
You understand what I mean, though.
Yes,
Because you
I mean, I
do get
get it.
used to the time difference after like a month. and
Right,
you
but
just-
like
that's the new
why?
time.
To what point? To what end?
But
To what
that's why
end,
I'm
I
saying
asked? The madness.
I
When will
want
it
to
stop?
keep the late
Keep
sunset in
summer.
summer.
Keep summertime.
Keep that the way it is, and then we'll have 5 p.m. sunset in winter, in the dead of winter.
Yes, you just would never
Instead of 4
ever
p.m..
change the clocks.
Because like literally for the past 3 days, it has looked like the most insane, like, destructive storm is rolling in at 4 p.m. every day.
Yesterday,
and I'm like, oh no, oh wait.
I'm working and I look up and I think, oh, do I need to eat dinner soon? It was 3:45.
Dude, same today. I was like, man, I've been really working. It must be quitting time.
Yeah. Has that bell rung yet?
Nope. It's
Has that horn
3:50.
honked?
Great. Cool,
Yeah.
cool,
Oh,
cool.
damn.
I have another hour and a half of this. Like,
Yeah.
oh well. Anyway, RIP to those family members that are gone.
Oh, okay.
RIP.
Yeah.
IOU to the ones that aren't.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And yeah, fucking follow us, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that gosh darn bell.
Dude, click the bell.
Or whatever YouTubers
Honestly,
fucking
ring
say.
the bell.
Smash
and
that bell.
Is it a bell? Which one
Smash
has
that.
a bell?
YouTube.
Okay, that's weird. What's the bell do? Subscribe?
It gives you notifications when
Oh,
we
yeah.
post a
Turn
new
that
video.
bell on. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Ring-a-ding-ding.
Smash
Ring-a-ding-a-ding.
that gosh darn bell.
Hey, ring the bell.
Follow us on TikTok, Instagram,
And,
fucking.
yeah.
Hey, in the words of Julie Chen, love one another.
Who's Julie Chen?